you know. And she's written a book, and I'm going to let her just tell you where you can get it because it's a book of poetry. So
I've written 3 books of poetry, and you can get them on Amazon, or you can get them at my website, which is ElizabethAnnBaylow with 1 N.com.
yeah, and this is her song, and so here we go.
You're mine, but I don't own your voice. I'm every part of you, but still you have a choice. I would not take from you what I have made for you. Perfection that I am and that you are means in your choosing you're a star. In quiet mornings I speak to bring you near. I am the friend of yours who cares to lend an ear. In your village I am all the parts made whole. Your every thought and need are my concern. The path you're on is where you learn. If you only knew the brilliant plans I have for you, you'd surely dance through life with sparkles in your eyes, your true eyes that see your true reality. I'm here for anything you need. The truth I say to you, you're each my only seed. The seed is love, my child. You're from above, my child. Reminders come to you each day goes by that you're the apple of my eye. If you only knew the brilliant plans I have for you, you'd surely dance through life with sparkles in your eyes. Your true eyes that see your true reality.
Gorgeous. We love you. We do.
I'd like to call the leadership team up. And I'm not used to this at all. Is that all right? How's that sound?
Doing great. Perfect.
All right, leadership team. Okay, and our hat.
I
And
missed
there's Sandy.
something.
Okay. We have.
Oh, got it. Oh, perfect.
Yep. All right. Okay. Let me know if this sounds weird. All right. So we're the board and the PRAC. We're the leadership team here, and I'm Catherine Snyder. I'm the president. And I guess we'll all introduce ourselves. Here we go.
I have to say something.
You have to say I'm Jim Shank.
I'm Jim Shank. I'm a member at large on the board of trustees. Thank you.
Linda Williamson, Secretary, Board of Trustees.
Lorelei Matisse, Practitioner Corps.
Sandy Reinhardt, Vice President and Treasurer.
And we also have two other practitioners, or several other practitioners who aren't here. Kelly, it's her birthday. The Babcocks. I think I'm forgetting some. Oh, and Kathy is in the back holding consciousness for us. All right. So what we're here for is to remind you I remind you of a few things. Y'all remember that last week we were here. Y'all were here. Jody dropped kind of a bombshell on us that she's going to be retiring. And I know some people have been really upset about that, wondering what's going to happen next. And I want to remind you that we all, the leadership team, the pracs, all of us love this place. And we're going to make sure that everything is okay. All right? Our mission, our vision, our purpose has not changed. And we're going, like I said, we're going to make sure everything's fine. It's going to be okay. The next thing I want to remind you of is something about GOT herself. And when she graduated from minister school years ago, she had no intention of being a pulpit minister. None. Did not want to, that was not her. But God tapped her on the shoulder and said, I've got a job for you. And she came here. And she's been fantastic at it. And 2 weeks ago, God tapped her on the shoulder again. And he said, my precious child, your work here is done. And Jyoti always, she's amazing. She follows what God says. And she told us, my work here is done. And I encourage us to believe that and to step into the next step, trusting like she did. And the third thing I want to remind you of is that we have an amazing assistant minister, Leah. And Jyoti and the board and the pracs, we've been very happy with her work. Okay, she's been amazing. And we asked her, would you like to take on a little more responsibility? And she is anxious. She's excited. She wants to spread her wings and fly. And she has agreed to do so.
Yay!
And so, and with that, I give it to Leah, who's going to continue to inspire us.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, boy. Wow, big news, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So I have some things to say. Because some of you are wondering, how did all this happen? Oh, boy. I was going to talk about creativity today, and this all happened so quickly in the last 2 weeks that I scrapped that talk. We're not talking about creativity today. So I scrapped it all yesterday, so we're going to talk about faith and trust. But before I get to that topic, I want to share a few things about why I'm stepping into this role. This is a big deal. It's a big role. And, you know, it's funny, when I found out about Jyoti's retirement long before you all did. And so I had some time to check in with this, to ask for guidance, to go into prayer, to find out, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? When she first told me, I was freaking out, as you might imagine. I just wasn't sure what was mine to do. And I sat with it, and I prayed on it. And what's so fascinating is I went very quickly from total fear and total meltdown to, I'm just being real with y'all, to I got this. And what happened is that, you know, sometimes we say in our philosophy, we pray from God. You pray from God, right? We don't pray to God, we pray from God. But you know, there are times when you got to pray to God, right? It's like, okay, God, I guide me, please. And I believe in angels, and I believe in guardian angels, and I believe in these beautiful light beings that surround us all. Ernest Holmes didn't talk so much about that, but I believe that wholeheartedly. And oftentimes when I'm in these situations, I say, okay, angels, guide me. God, please guide me. I'm in my meditation room with my arms out like this and hands up saying, guide me, please. Guide me, guide me, guide me. And Sunday, some of you came to Kimberly Brown's class. She did this wonderful art class where she walked us through these beautiful meditations, and we set our intentions and we wrote our intentions on the canvas, and then we painted whatever we were drawn to paint. It just, this abstract painting came out. It just amazing, amazing work. And of course, what I wrote down was clarity about my ministerial path. And whoa, did that come through. I went home that night and I looked at my painting, and I should have brought it in, but I have it on above my fireplace. There was so much power and so much strength in my painting, and it was clearly saying to me, this is where you are meant to be. It was so strong, and ever since then, all my fear went away. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it all, seriously, like it's gone. And I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Like I moved into faith and trust in the biggest way I have ever done so in my life. And I thank God for that, because it was like, okay, God, what is mine to do? So, and it showed up so strong. And I had a beautiful conversation with Joe T, and I had an amazing conversation with the board yesterday. This all got finalized yesterday. So here I am. Now, some of you are also probably wondering, okay, well, what experience do I have coming into this? What's my resume? So I've been a minister for 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. Yay! 8 months. I was in training for 4 years, and if you count prac, another 4 years, so 8 years total. We learned so much in our training. But I also want to share with you my professional background, in case some of you are wondering, because some of you don't totally know what I've done. So I spent the last 20 years in the career development field. I've worked in aerospace. I've worked in biotech. I was a career consultant in aerospace. I've worked in HR. I've managed teams. I've been on committees. I have started programs from nothing and built them to something great. I've been at CU Boulder for the last 10 years. I started that program from scratch. They hired me and said, okay, we have 250,000 alums. Go for it. Figure out what to do and how to support this population with your career background. And I did that. So I have a lot of experience in business and industry that I bring. The ministerial stuff, well, we're going to figure this out together. You know, and when Joe T came, you were kind of alluding to that. When she started, she got hired right out of ministerial school.
She did, yeah.
So, you know, it's interesting in these roles, we come because we're called. God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called. Amen. Yes? It's not about showing up and like, oh, I've been a minister for 30 years and here I am. And sometimes, yes, there's many ministers out there that have a lot of experience. But did Joe T or did she not do a fantastic job over these last 3.5 years? Yeah. Yes. And so I just want you all to know my commitment. When I sat here last Sunday and as Joe T was sharing her news, and I looked around and it's such a blessing to be here. This is where my heart is. This is where I want to serve. I've been rehearsing for this. I was thinking about this morning since I was a little kid. I knew that I've wanted to be of service in a really big way. And everything that I have experienced in my life, every challenge, the challenges I had as a child where there was abuse and challenges, and I lived with different families, and I had heartbreak and all these challenges growing up. And every single experience was a rehearsal for this. So my heart is here. My commitment is here. And I feel so grateful to be standing here and to accept this role with such grace. I just am so honored. And we're going to do this together. We're going to rock this.
Yes, we are.
We're going to rock this. We are so excited about where we're headed and where this community is headed. Jyoti did an amazing job getting us to where we are. And she was called to move on. And I'm called to stand here. You know, I'm called to be right here with you all. So that means, therefore, that there's something there for all of us as we move forward. And we don't know what that is yet, but we have to trust. We have to trust that we're exactly where we need to be, doing exactly what we need to be doing, every single one of us. Now, I'm hoping you all are on board with this. Some of you might be like, I'm not so sure. So when I was thinking about my talk, and as I was changing things yesterday and practicing going through my talk on creativity, and I was like, okay, this is so not what I'm going to talk about. And this is the kind of thing you have to do as a minister. Sometimes you have to change things on a dime, and you have to trust what comes through. And so what showed up for me to speak about is faith and trust. That we truly have to trust all that is taking place right now. Every bit of it. You know, Jyoti was guided to leave, and if it's right for her, then it's right for all of us as well. Do you get that?
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard when someone makes such a big decision and it has such an impact on our heart. But we also have to realize that if it's right for her, it's right for every single one of us. It's right for this community. Yeah. And so, trusting in the divine unfoldment of our lives requires something of us. It requires that we let go and truly let God. Truly. In order for me to receive this calling, I had to let go. I had to surrender. But we're so good at trying to control things as human beings. We want the outcome to turn out the way we want it to. We want everything to turn out the way we want it to, and we get very attached to that. I'm assuming I'm not the only one. Yes, we do this. We do this. It's normal. It's part of being a human being. It's part of the package. But if we want to have more freedom, truly more freedom, it requires that we let go and say, okay, God, I'm handing this over. I am surrendering this. I have no idea where this is going. I have no idea. I don't know. Here you go. Okay, God. So it becomes this co-creative partnership. We take our part, and God takes its part. It's co-creative. It is not just simply us doing all of it. It's important that we take action. Yeah, we need to treat and move our feet.
Yes, indeed.
Treat and move our feet, right? I think it's a song coming up soon. It's perfect. And yeah, many of you have probably heard that. You know, you pray, and then you take action. So I have been praying for a long time. Okay, what is my ministry? Being an assistant minister was nice. But truthfully, I didn't get that was where I was going to end up, that was where I was going to stay for long term. I knew that. I just didn't know where. I mean, I thought Jyoti was going to retire in 5 years or something, and then we'd figure it out then. It's so interesting, right? How Spirit shows up and like blew all of that out of the water, just like that. Just like that. And I am in such a solid place of faith and trust. And I invite you all to join me in that. And when those fears come up and when those moments come up where you're thinking, gosh, where are we headed? What are we going to do without Jyoti? Oh, Jyoti was better at this, or Jyoti was better at that. And that's okay if you do that. It's normal. I'm not threatened by that. You know, it's not about, oh, she's got some big shoes to fill. Yeah, okay, Jyoti wears size 10 and I wear 8. So yes, it would be hard to get my foot in her shoe. But that's not what it's about. That's a common saying in our culture. And it's not a very positive saying, you know, because what that does is it basically says as if she's better. And it's not, she's better, I'm better, someone else is better. It's not about that. It's about trusting that I was called to serve this community in this leadership role, and trusting that that's exactly where I need to be and where all of us need to be. Trusting that. And the mind always wants to figure it out. Well, yeah, but this, and yeah, but that, and well, maybe, and, you know, our mind comes in and interferes. And when that happens, as it will, to take a breath. That's our connection to God, is our breath. Just stop and take a breath. Okay, God, I know you got this. I know your trust. I know that you are guiding us. I know that you're guiding this community. This community, my goodness, has been here for over 15 years. It started with Reverend Marcia, who was my mentor through ministerial school. And she stayed here for a while, and then another minister came in for short term, and then Reverend Alexandra came in for, I think, 10 years or so. She was here the longest, and then then Jyoti came in, and now me. And with each person that came in, the congregation and the community shifted, changed, moved, grew. Some of you have been here since the beginning. How many have been here since the very beginning? Wow. Yeah. Linda, Jim, Debbie. Yeah, several of you have been here for a long time. Karen?
When Marcia opened the church.
Did you?
You all remember.
Oh, so amazing. So beautiful. Yeah. And so change happens. That's a constant. Change. And it's all how we deal with it. It's all how we approach the change. Are we going to resist it? Are we going to judge it? Are we going to pick apart all the things that don't work or need to be fixed or changed? Are we going to be open and trust and allow the divine unfoldment that is occurring in our life and for this community? We have a choice. We always have a choice as to how we're going to approach something. Whether it's this community or it's something that's happening in our own life, it's always a choice. Your song was so perfect and so beautiful, my goodness. Letting God flow, and there's miracles that show up when we just say, okay, okay, I'm letting go of the reins, I'm letting go of control. Not an easy thing, I get that. But are you willing to join me in this place of faith and trust? Absolutely. Are you willing to just, play with it? It feels amazing, guys. I'm telling you, like, I've never felt this before in my life, and that tells me that this is right. It tells me it's right. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to stumble, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to know always what to do or how to handle things, but this is where we got God. We got the biggest, most powerful force to support us in any moment is God, and thank goodness for that. Yeah, thank God for God.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for showing up today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So the board is available after if you have questions. Certainly come to me as well. And Jyoti knows, and she was so sad that she couldn't be here. Of course, she gives her blessing. She's driving back from Kansas. She so wanted to be here. We were going to announce this next Sunday. And I talked to her yesterday on the phone, and she said, Leah, people want to know what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
So just share it. So that's why we chose to do it today. So thank you all. Let's move into prayer. Let's move into prayer. So right here, right now, we feel that presence of God, that beautiful vibration that is spirit, that powerful force that knows all things. It radiates in and through and around and for each of us, right here, right now. I'm knowing that this community is being guided by a force that is greater and more powerful than anything we could possibly even imagine. And I'm knowing that we are trusting that unfolding, that we are trusting that this community and all the individuals connected to it, whether here or online, whether you're listening to it from afar, I'm knowing that all of us are connected through this heart center, through this energy called God, as it is an aspect of each of us. And that beautiful presence is guiding each of us guiding us to expand, guiding us to grow, guiding us to reach a higher consciousness within ourselves. As the teaching that this center is based on is so extraordinary. And I'm knowing that each of us are sharing that light as we go out into the world, as we go out into our communities. And that light is a guiding force for each of us. And so I am just so grateful for the presence of the divine that has shown up through me, in and through and around and for me, that has shown up through Jyoti, that has shown up through the board, through the practitioners, through the congregation, in such powerful and extraordinary ways. And so I'm knowing that each of us are able to move into that place of trust and greater faith in our lives. That we let go and we let God do God's perfect work, as our affirmation stated so beautifully. And so I just invite you right now to take that in even deeper. I let God do God's perfect work. And so just feeling the vibration of that and feeling the truth of that. And so we just release this, knowing it is done, knowing it is absolutely done as I've spoken it, without pause, without prejudice. And so we just feel that in our heart and the gratitude in our heart for all that is unfolding and trusting that. And we just say together, and so it is.
More love in my life. It's time to open my heart up and let it shine. Whatever it is that you truly desire, as long as you are
Wonderful. So it's now time in our service to do our offering and our tithes and our gifts. And we just thank you so much for all that you give to our lovely community. Placing our gift on our heart, whether it's simply love and light that you're sharing with us or an abundance of money. We'll take that too. There you go. Thank you, thank you. Let's recite our offering affirmation together. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry.
I changed things around. Yeah, okay, I know. I messed things up with the slides. No, keep going, keep going. There we go, okay. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive, and so it is. Comes to us, that it, for each of us individually as well as collectively, that this community is blessed with such abundance and such love and such joy, and so it is.
Children?
Yes.
We want to welcome the first-time visitors first. We got kids, lots of kids. Oh, okay. So first-timers, thank you. This is how service is all the time, just letting you know.
Well, no, not exactly.
Hold on. Not all the change and all the baseball hat wearing and stuff like that. It's the love and the joy. Give me a minute, jeez. So we have welcome packets for you in the lobby. Please feel free to take one. We have a Science of Mind magazine in there, some literature about us. We also would love to find out how you found us. So there's little blue cards. So if you have a moment, please fill one out, let us know. And now we have kids.